I never pictured my own parents staring me down and saying my kids didn't belong in their home, but there I was, frozen in my Seattle kitchen, phone slipping in my sweaty hand. Christmas was 3 weeks out, and my dad's voice crackled through, all chipper and fake casual. "Hey Jen, let's chat about the holidays." My heart did a little flip. Despite years of rocky vibes, I still craved those cozy family moments. My twins, Riley and Max, loved their grandparents' Tacoma house. The lights, the cookies, the chaos. "Sure, Dad, what's up?" I said, already imagining their excited squeals. Then came the pause, just long enough to turn my stomach cold. "Well," he started, clearing his throat like he was about to sell me something. "We're switching it up this year. Smaller party, more grown up." I frowned, stirring the pasta on the stove. "Grown up? So, no kids?" Another pause, heavier this time. "Not exactly," he mumbled. The cold knot in my gut tightened. "What's that mean, Dad?" He sighed, loud and dramatic, like I was the one being difficult. "Jen, we adore Riley and Max. You know that, but they're a handful, always running around. We'd rather you got a sitter this time. Keep it calm." I gripped the spoon so hard it bent. "A sitter? So my kids can't come?" He hesitated, and I knew the hammer was about to drop. "Well, Tara and Greg are bringing their girls," he admitted, voice tiptoeing around the truth. "Tara, my big sister, the family star, whose every move was gold in their eyes." "Wait," I said, my voice tight. "Tara's kids are invited, but mine aren't?" Dad coughed. "Her girls are quieter, Jen. More manageable. It's just easier with them." Heat surged up my neck, like I'd been slapped, like the kitchen tiles had caved in. "They're kids, Dad," I snapped. "Riley's 6. Max is 3. They're not tornadoes, they're sweet, and they worship you." His tone hardened. "We're just aiming for a peaceful night, Jen." "It's not a big deal." "Not a big deal?" I swallowed a bitter laugh. "So it's just my kids who don't fit your peaceful vibe? Tara's girls get a pass?" Mom's voice cut in. She'd been lurking on speaker. "Don't make this a thing, Jen. We love them, but we need a break. You and Sam are still welcome, of course." The absurdity hit me like a freight train. They wanted me there, but not my heart and soul? "No," I said, voice shaking. "If Riley and Max aren't good enough, neither am I." Silence stretched, thick and ugly. Mom huffed, "Suit yourself, Jennifer," and the line went dead. I stood there, steam rising from the pot, my breath jagged. In the living room, Riley and Max were stacking blocks, giggling, clueless that the grandparents they adored had just tossed them aside. My chest burned. They didn't deserve this, and I wasn't letting it slide. They'd regret this call, one way or another. After Mom hung up, I stood there in my Seattle kitchen, the pasta bubbling over, steam clouding my vision. Or maybe that was the tears I wouldn't let fall. My parents had just uninvited Riley and Max from their Tacoma Christmas party, favoring Tara's quieter girls, and expected me to shrug it off. The words echoed. "They're a handful. We need a break." Like my kids were stray dogs, not grandkids. I turned off the stove, hands shaking, and heard Riley yell, "Max, you're ruining it!" from their block tower chaos. They were loud, sure, but they were mine, and I wasn't swallowing this anymore. I walked into the living room, forcing a grin. "Hey, monsters, who's up for ice cream?" Riley's eyes lit up. "Me. Can we get sprinkles?" Max bounced. "Chocolate!" I scooped them into hugs, their giggles a balm on the sting. But inside, rage simmered. I'd spent years smoothing over my parents' favoritism, brushing off how they gushed over Tara's girls at ballet recitals, but skipped Riley's soccer games, how Max's birthday cards were late while her kids got gift-wrapped bikes. This wasn't a one-off, it was a neon sign screaming my family wasn't enough. And I was done playing nice. That night, after the kids crashed, ice cream smeared on their PJs, I sat with Sam on the couch, spilling it all. "They want us there," I said, voice tight. But not Riley and Max. Tara's girls are fine, though. More manageable. Sam's jaw dropped. Are you kidding? They adore those kids. What's this really about? I shook my head. It's Tara. Always Tara. They've never seen us the way they see her. He rubbed his face. That's messed up. What are you gonna do? I stared at the flickering TV. I told them if my kids aren't welcome, I'm not either. They didn't care. The next morning, my phone buzzed. Tara texting, all breezy and smug. Heard you're mad about Christmas. Mom says you're overreacting. Why make it a big deal? My fingers hovered, heat creeping up my neck. She knew. Of course she did. I typed back, overreacting? They banned my kids but invited yours. You cool with that? The dots danced. Then, they just want a chill night, Jen. Your twins are... a lot. Mine behave. A lot? I saw red. Enjoy your chill Christmas, Tara. We're out. I hit send, turned off my phone, and let the silence sink in. They thought I'd cave, show up alone, tail between my legs, like I always had when Mom guilt-tripped me or Dad played oblivious. For years, I'd been their fixer, driving to Tacoma to reset their router, hauling groceries when Dad's back flared up, planning their anniversary parties while Tara waltzed in with a store-bought cake and got all the praise. I'd let it slide, hoping they'd eventually value us. But this was a line crossed. No going back. If my kids didn't fit their perfect picture, they'd lose more than a dinner guest. And I'd make sure they felt it. Tara's "your twins are a lot" text burned in my brain all night, twisting the knife my parents had already plunged. I'd told them Riley and Max weren't welcome at their Tacoma Christmas party, so I wasn't either, and now my sister was piling on like it was my fault. By morning, the anger had hardened into something else. Resolve. I wasn't just skipping their party, I was done being their doormat. And when they called a week later, acting like nothing happened, I made sure they knew it. Riley and Max were sprawled on the Seattle living room rug, coloring Santas, when my phone buzzed. Dad. I almost ignored it, but curiosity won. Hey, Jen, he said, all casual. Just checking in. Hope you're rethinking Christmas. Be ashamed to miss it. I gripped my mug, coffee sloshing. Rethinking? You mean showing up without my kids while Tara's girls prance around? Hard pass. He sighed, heavy, like I was the problem. Come on, Jen, it's one night. We'd love to see you and Sam. No dice, Dad, I said, voice steady. If Riley and Max aren't good enough, we're out. Mom's voice cut in. She'd been lurking again. Jennifer, you're being stubborn. Tara's girls fit the vibe. We need a break from the chaos. Chaos? My chest tightened. So my kids are chaos, but hers aren't? You've made it clear who matters. Mom snapped, don't twist this. It's not about favorites. We just want calm. Calm, right. I ended it with, you've picked your calm. Live with it. And hung up, hands trembling. They didn't get it. I wasn't begging for scraps anymore. For years, I'd been their go-to, fixing their garage door in a Tacoma rainstorm, schlepping their Costco haul, babysitting their egos at every family event, while Tara swooped in with a hug and got the glory. Sam caught me staring at my phone after. They're clueless, he said, squeezing my shoulder. What's the play? I smirked. They lean on me for everything. Let's see how they like it when I'm gone. It started small, but deliberate. Mom texted 2 days later. Jen, can you grab my meds from the pharmacy? Knees acting up. I left it on red. Dad called that weekend. Hey, my laptop's glitching. Can you swing by? Voicemail. They'd always banked on my reliability. Jen, the fixer, the good daughter. Tara never lifted a finger, but I'd been there every time. Not now. By mid-December, the cracks showed. 6 missed calls, 4 texts, all ignored. Then Tara rang, voice dripping with fake concern. Mom's freaking out. You're ghosting them over Christmas? They ghosted my kids first. I shot back. Your girls get the VIP pass. Mine get a sitter. Tell me how that's fair. She huffed. They're just kids, Jen. Yours are loud. Mom and Dad need a breather. I laughed, sharp. A breather? From my money too? She paused. What? Oh, you'll see, I said, and hung up. That what? Stuck with me? Did she know something I didn't? I brushed it off, but a nagging itch told me this wasn't over. They'd push back, they always did. And when they did, I'd be ready to hit harder. Tara's puzzled what on that call stuck with me like a splinter, nagging at the back of my mind. I'd cut Mom and Dad off. No Christmas, no errands, no more playing their reliable Jen, and they'd noticed fast. A week before the big day, their pushback hit, and it wasn't just guilt trips anymore. It was bigger, uglier, and it cracked open something I'd missed for years. They didn't just want me back. They wanted something I hadn't even realized they'd taken. It started Christmas Eve morning. Riley and Max were in the Seattle living room, knee-deep in wrapping paper scraps, giggling as Sam taped a bow to Max's forehead. I was sipping coffee, soaking in the chaos, our chaos, when my phone rang. Mom. I let it buzz twice, debating, then picked up. What now? I said, flat. Her voice was syrupy, fake sweet. Merry Christmas Eve, Jen. Just checking if you've come to your senses about tomorrow. I snorted. Senses? You mean showing up without my kids? Still no. She sighed, all martyr-like. We're trying to keep the peace, Jen. You're making this so hard? Hard? I snapped. You banned Riley and Max. Peace doesn't get to exclude my kids while Tara's prance around. Dad cut in. Speakerphone again. Enough, Jen. We're tired of this tantrum. You're still welcome. Leave the twins with Sam. I gripped my mug, coffee sloshing. Tantrum? You're delusional. We're done here. Mom's tone shifted, sharp. Wait, we need to talk about the account. My stomach dropped. What account? A pause, then Dad. Gruff. The joint one. It's frozen. Can't pay for the catering tomorrow. Fix it. The joint one? My brain raced. Years back, post-divorce, they'd hit a rough patch, and I'd linked my savings to their checking to float them. Temporary, they'd said. I'd forgotten. Life got busy. They never brought it up. You mean my account? I said, voice low. Mom scoffed. Oh, don't be dramatic. It's ours too. You've got plenty, Jen. Plenty? Heat flushed my face. I froze it last week, after you uninvited my kids. Didn't think I'd notice you dipping in? Dad barked. That's our money. You can't just cut us off. I laughed, sharp and cold. Your money? Check the name, it's mine. You've been siphoning it for years. Groceries, gas, that fancy Tacoma deck. How much, Dad? Silence. Then Mom, icy. We raised you. That's the least you owe us. Owe them? You raised me to bankroll you while trashing my kids? Nice try, I'm done. She gasped. You're selfish, Jen. Fix this or... I cut her off. Or what? You'll miss your turkey? Figure it out. I hung up, heart pounding, and stared at Sam. They've been stealing from me. He blinked. Stealing? How much? I grabbed my laptop, logged into the bank. $12,000 gone over 3 years, drip by drip. Thousands, I whispered, fury boiling. They'd used me, my money, my time, while praising Tara's girls and sidelining mine. Riley ran in. Mommy, look, waving a paper snowflake, oblivious. I forced a smile. Beautiful baby. But inside, I was seething. They'd crossed a line I didn't even know existed, and this wasn't over. Christmas was tomorrow. They'd feel this cut deeper than they'd ever planned. Christmas Eve hit me like a brick when I found out Mom and Dad had been siphoning $12,000 from my savings, my joint account, while banning Riley and Max from their Tacoma party. I'd frozen it, cut them off, and hung up on their whining. But that splinter of betrayal festered. Christmas Day was ours. Cozy, loud, mine, but I knew they weren't done. They'd push harder, and when they did, I'd bury them. What I didn't expect was how far they'd go, or how free I'd feel when it was over. We spent Christmas morning in Seattle bliss. Riley and Max tearing into gifts, wrapping paper snowing the floor, Sam blasting carols off key. No Tacoma guilt trips, no forced smiles. Just us. I was mid-hot chocolate when my phone buzzed. Dad, again. I sighed, answered, "What now?" His voice was tight. "Jen, the caterer's here. No money, no food. Unlock the account." I laughed, sharp. "Not my problem. Use Tara's cash." Mom cut in, shrill. "This is ridiculous. We'll starve. You're ruining Christmas." "Ruining it?" "You ruined it when you picked her kids over mine," I said, voice ice. "Figure it out." She hissed, "You'll pay for this, one way or another." The line went dead, and I smirked. Empty threats from empty people. Sam raised an eyebrow. "They're unhinged." I nodded, and broke. Finally. We went back to our day. Presents, pancakes, Riley's off-tune Jingle Bells, and I felt lighter than ever. But by evening, my phone lit up again. Tara texting, "Mom's a wreck, says you stole their savings. Fix this, Jen, or it's war." Stole their savings? I typed back, "Tell her to check the bank. It's my money. War's on her." 2 days later, the real push came. A certified letter from a Tacoma attorney. My stomach flipped as I tore it open. Demand for restitution, $15,000 for familial support revoked. They'd twisted it, claimed I owed them for years of care after cutting their essential funds. Sam read it, jaw tight. "They're suing you for being their kid." I laughed, bitter. They're desperate. $12,000 wasn't enough. Riley peeked up. "Who's that, Mommy?" I forced a smile. "Nobody, sweetie." But inside, fury roared. This wasn't just control. It was punishment. I didn't call them. Went straight to my bank, pulled every statement, every withdrawal they'd made. $12,342.17, groceries, gas, a damn hot tub in 2022. Documented, time-stamped, mine. Next day, I drove to their Tacoma house, statements in hand. Mom answered, smug, "Come to apologize?" I shoved the papers at her. "This is your support, my money stolen. Sue me. I'll countersue for theft. See who wins." Dad loomed behind. "You wouldn't dare." I smiled, cold. "Try me. I've got every receipt and a lawyer who'd love this." Her smugness cracked. His eyes widened. "Jen?" Mom stammered. "We're family." I cut her off. "Family doesn't steal, then sue when the tap runs dry. You picked Tara's kids. Live with it." I turned, walked back to my car, their silence deafening. That night Sam grinned. "They'll drop it. They're bluffing." He was right. 2 weeks later, a curt email from their lawyer. Case withdrawn. No apology, just retreat. They'd lost. Everything. Months later, spring bloomed in Seattle. Riley and Max raced kites in the backyard, Sam tossing me a soda as we watched. My phone stayed quiet. No calls, no texts, no Tacoma guilt trips. Tara tried once. "They're hurt, Jen. Fix this." But I blocked her mid-sentence. They'd drained me for years. Money, time, love, while dangling approval I'd never get. Now, I had my twins, my husband, my peace. They'd wanted control. I'd taken it back. And as Max's kite soared, I knew they'd never pull me down again.